Uh, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vero. I'm from Miss Lydia's class, and today I'm excited to give presentation about the self-help book, whether it can cause the harm or a good for the reader. Do you know self-help book, by the way? Self-help book is like, hmm, I think in easier way you can say like motivational book, like this one, like Seven Habits. This one is for the teenager. And have you ever heard The Secrets? The Secrets. Or maybe just like Mario of the Good Quotes books. Yeah, that time. You can also include it in the self-help book. So it's just put it simple, it's like the book that can give you motivation to help yourself, maybe to make you a better person, like give you advice what to do and what not to do. Yeah, it's called self-help book. And before I tell you whether it can cause harm or good, for me, in my experience, maybe like this book, it helped me when I was a teenager. Before, I was not quite an emotional person, but because I read this kind of book, helped me to calm down and motivate me to be a better person. So yes, it can give me a good impact. But according to the research, they said that not every book, like they mean, not every self-help book can give us a good point. Why? Because not every self-help book was written by the research. Do you get it? So sometimes the author is not the professional writer, and it can be guaranteed that they have a good education or good knowledge about actually the psychological of human. That's why that I find it in Wikipedia. There are two researchers said that if you want to find a good self-help book, first you have to know whether the author is the one who has a good knowledge in psychological, or whether the written book is written by the professional experience. You get it? It means that, uh, for example, this book, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective Teens, um, the author is Stephen Covey. So he writes this book. He wrote this book based on his father research. So it's like before for the good author, before they write their book, they tend to make the research first and then write the book. But right now there are a tons, maybe a million of self-help books which is the author didn't really do the research or they don't really have a good experience in psychology actually, but they take the risk to make one, make the psychological book like that. So whether it's give us a good or a bad point, actually, mm, maybe for us, the teenager, which we are doing the ordinary things, right? So sometimes we need motivation. So it don't really give us a big harm actually to read this kind of self-help book. Do you get what I try to explain? It's when like maybe the book that full of quotes or motivation words is actually help us, right? To make us feel better and to encourage us to be a better person. But for the one who really get depressed, like maybe have a suicidal thinking, do you know suicide? Suicide is in Indonesian. No, it's like killing yourself. They tend to think they want to kill themselves. Like that, the person who has a really heavy mind, so they are really depressed and stressed. Now, for that kind of person, self-help book can be harmful if the self-help book is not the one which is written by the research. So maybe they can give, for example, maybe there are kind of self-help book that tell you that you need to encourage yourself, you need to appreciate yourself. But actually, according to researcher for the psychiatrist, they said that actually for us, like maybe you, for you, if you want to feel confidence, do you need someone appreciate you first, right? Mm. And sometimes, if you appreciate yourself, yes, but you need someone to appreciate you, right? First, for the first time, like that. So the researcher, they tried to make the research, and they found out that for one to have confidence in themselves, they need appreciation from the other, not only from themselves. So there are some self-help books that may not give you a good information, may not give you the one that actually useful for your psychology, and that one can be harmful. That's why that if one asks, for me, in my opinion, if one asks me whether a self-help book can give me a good or a harmful points, I do think that we need to first evaluate whether the self-help book is a good book or not, whether the author is really the one who has a professional experience in that field or not. And third is actually self-help book, right? So you need to help yourself, right? So the third point, and maybe the main point, whether it can bring you a good or a bad, it's actually depends on yourself. You get what I mean? So whether the book is helpful or not, it's actually for me, it actually depends on ourselves. Like this, maybe like this book. Yes, it helps me, but if I don't take action, I don't really adapt what they told me to do in my real life, can it be helpful? Do you get what I mean? Yes. So, yes, we need to read, but we need to practice so we can make the one that we have already read be useful to us, right? Yeah. So, I think that's all my presentation today. And thank you for your attention and good afternoon.